Well, if you love seeing the ponds, this is your show right here. And the turkeys, they're moving around real good in this rain. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smokies, another chapter of As the Ridge Turns here in East Tennessee. Now, these are absolutely the dog days of summer. We've had a lot of rain here, and I hope you all have too. It's cooled things down, but it won't last long. These hot temperatures will be back. But down here at the pond, it's helped it pretty good, you can see. It's got pretty good water in it. It's just so growed up with weeds around it. But I hope you all doing well. Relax, and let's see what stepped in front of the cameras this week. So, let's get started. Well, the bucks are coming along nicely out here in the woods. There's going to be some beautiful racks on them. I don't see the bachelor herd yet, but they're still around here. They ain't in front of the camera. Here's a buck with a doe. And the turkey, they love this cooler weather, this rain. Seem kind of nervous though. They run around everywhere. They're looking for these worms. All this rain, driving the worms up. You liable to see them anywhere. But here's the star of the show this week, the pond. They seem to be everywhere, exploring their new world. Here's Mommy with twins here. Ain't they precious? But they out in the woods too, kind of getting braver and braver. And they're nervous, and they really spook sometimes. We'll catch some good glimpses of them, good captures. They just learning a new world. Mommy teaching them the ropes, where everything's at. Ain't they precious? And here's a picture of the triplets. They're still around. And there's old Yeller out in the woods on a wet day. And there's a little wren out getting these worms too. And at the log, there's a little cardinal, little female cardinal looks like. And there's a fox during the day again. They've got young and they're on the move a lot during the day. And there's old Ricky passing through. They all moving around good in this cool weather during the day. But he has to say hi every once in a while. Just curious. They're so precious. And at the rock, there's Chucky on a wet day. And there's a young baby possum during the day. That's all I got of him. Moving on. Didn't film Dirty Dan this week. He's eluded the cameras this week. Down at the pond, oh, it's just a virtual jungle down here, all this rain. But the turkey seems to be in it. Mommy and her young. These animals love this pond. Here at the other camera, you just can't see them. I know they're in there. I guarantee you they are. You just can't see them. But this weeds will go away. Well, it comes night. On a wet night, the old coon coming off the den tree. That old tree's laying down more and more. But it don't bother them. They just moving on. And they just seem to go from camera to camera. Saying hi and moving on. And they'll move into another camera. They're comical in themselves. They just move around, seeing what they can get into. There's a possum eating the bugs or worms or something up on the trail here. And there's an old skunk. That looks like old Wishbone right there, moving down. I ain't seen him in a while, but they're still around. They just stay in front of the camera. There's another skunk on a rainy night. They just spread out. The old possums is moving around good. And there's old Freddy. Fred's out taking advantage of it too. He just moves across this ridge. They got young to feed. So they working pretty steady at it. And there's an old fawn just poking through the camera at night too. These coons, it seems awful nervous. Just checking things out. But these coyotes are running around too. And they have to watch for them. Of course, there ain't no coyote gonna take down a healthy coon, not by himself. And there's the twins at night moving through the ridge. Just following mommy around. At the log, there's a possum. And the coons are moving through. And down at the tree, there's Mr. and Mrs. Rocky moving up towards the Rock Motel. Now here's a strange picture. I don't know what's going on here. Possum don't want that coon around. Trying to run him off. The same way up at the Rock Motel. They must have young under that rock or something. Possums do not want that coon around. That coon just playing with that possum. You ain't gonna stop them coons. Here it is again. Seems like old Willie's there just guarding that rock, that entrance there. I don't know what's going on. I can't say it one way or another. But things settle down, and I guess old Willie's gonna go out and make his round. And there's Fred moving through. And Mr. and Mrs. Rocky on a rainy night. This is just one of their normal stops. And down at the pond, there's a possum eating bugs or something there in front of the camera. And there's a fawn at the pond at night, moving around. They're in them weeds, I know they are. The other camera, all the film don't hit, caught was a possum moving through them weeds. But I know they're full of animals in there. Them coons, they're in them weeds. They come down, the turkey's off the roost, and they like these wet mornings. They take advantage of it. All these bugs and stuff, worms coming out of this ground that wet. And there's a little fawn moseying through. Doing a lot of watching, ain't he? I say Mommy ain't far, but far off. Then there's two ponds. One pond is bigger than the other one. Look at that. Two different sized ponds at the salt block. The turkey, they having a good time. They out browsing. They take advantage of this wet ground, these bugs and worms coming up. But it's time for the squirrels. They got their own business. They're moving on. They're starting to cut these acorns, or hickory nuts, I'm sorry. They're just getting started on them. I've seen a few cutting. And they're moving across the ridge, getting in these hickory trees. Their time of year's coming in. But they're so relaxing to watch to me, just to watch them. Checking them nuts out. Well, that's just what stepped in front of the cameras this week. I hope you enjoyed these little videos. So, I want to thank you for watching. God bless, and I'll see you next time.